Welcome everyone to the North East Wrestling Podcast, hosted by Thomas Curry, and the guest we've got today is Oliver Barrett.
Hello.
And first question I was going to ask was to give us a little snippet of your catchphrase.
My catchphrase.
Catchphrase, yes.
Here we go. Right. Yeah, baby.
Right. Where did it come from? Why did you start doing it?
Where did it come? First time I came out, basically, it just came out of my mouth. I had in my mind what character I wanted, sleazy heel type character, and it just came out, and then it stuck, and like I shouted it, the fans hated it, and they would shout it back, so it worked.
Aye. So they didn't get it from anywhere, right?
No, it just happened, and like I watch a lot of wrestling, and sometimes Adam Cole uses it. It's like lots of heels use it, but it just came out. Lots of people do say it, but it just kind of stuck. I just use it lots now.
I was thinking Adam Cole, maybe Austin Powers. It says it in a very different way, but you know what I mean. Like that's where it might have came from. But what was the idea of the actual character in the beginning?
Oliver Barrett wasn't even supposed to stick around. It was supposed to be a one-off thing. Basically, we were running Crow Cook Fair. It was when I was wrestling for Rad Pro. So we're running the first ever Crow Cook Fair. It's like just a fair in Crow Cook. There's loads of stalls, and Rad Pro's hosted the wrestling show there for 3 years now, maybe. And the first ever one, in the card, like it was mostly trainees at the time, and I needed to wrestle twice. I had another gimmick at the time as well, so I needed to wrestle twice, and I was like, right, I need to wrestle as a heel character. So I just came up. Well, there's a long kind of funny / dirty story involving Joe with the name of Oliver Barrett.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a very, very funny story. Basically, when Joseph Biggs was a young little nipper, he was weird. He decided to name people's genitals, and the trainer around Pro Georgie, he was like, "Oh, his is called Oliver Barrett." So as a joke, I wrestled. I was like, "Why? It's a one-off thing," and it stuck. So unfortunately, one of my most popular gimmicks, I'm wrestling as someone's private parts.
Oh my god, I didn't have any idea of that.
Yeah, it's a funny story.
That is a very interesting story. I heard Mr. Society's story of how he got Hayden Tempest.
Yeah, I was I'm sorry for people listening for that. They're probably going to turn it off right now. But yeah, that's how Oliver Barrett came along. It was supposed to be for the one show, and it just stuck, and I just enjoyed doing it. Like I changed it up. It started with a really, really bad Cockney accent, like absolutely terrible.
That just come out of...
I just did it.
Didn't plan it.
I just came out and did it, and I stuck with it for quite a while, and then I was like, nah, I need to drop that. Like, I had a couple of people that said to us, like, oh, come on, Jay, you need to drop that. So I was like, alright, go for it. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah. Like talking on the mic and that, you seem really confident.
Yeah.
Is that came natural since you began, or is it is it gradually built?
Well, throughout my years, I've done drama and stuff like that. I've done plays and pantomime and stuff. So I've been on stage, but it just happens. Like when it comes to promos and being out there with a mic, I kind of just have little bullet points of what I want to say. And then I just get going. It just kind of happens once I'm kind of in the zone, and I just know what I kind of need to say and just elaborate on the points.
Aye.
So yeah, promos.
Yeah. Is anyone you actually watched do a promo and thought I need to take that point, or is it just build up of things you've seen over the years?
There's loads of wrestlers that are amazing at promos, but no, I just kind of try to have my own swing on things, the way I do promos. I try to work off the fans. It was last month I done a promo and they would keep shouting what, and there was one part where I was like, I'll tell you what the doctors have told me, or what, and I was like, I said, I'll tell, I just work off the fans as much as I can.
Yeah.
I try to listen to what they're saying to then annoy them even more, so they feed off me, like as much as possible.
Aye. What was the first match you had? Like your debut?
Oliver Barrett's first ever match was at Crocook Fair, and then he was at an embryonic show at a layer of Lucha Rumble. But the Crocook Fair match was, I think it was. He's now Victor Von Volt. It was Victor Von Volt's first ever match.
Was it?
Yeah.
So you just debuted against each other, and you both hadn't wrestled in like a pro match before.
Yeah, well, I'd wrestled under a different gimmick.
Oh, right.
Before, I've wrestled for quite a few years now.
Oh, right.
But I'd previously wrestled under a different gimmick. But that was Oliver Barrett's debut, and yeah, it was Victor Von Volt's debut.
All right. Am I right in thinking you injured your neck like a few years ago?
I did, yeah. It was a freak little accident in training. It landed on my neck really badly. I couldn't move my neck.
What move was it? Like what?
It was kind of like, it was like a flip but moving backwards, so kind of like a senton. And I could do it. I don't even know, like, I don't do stupid stuff like that anymore, I promise. But and I just slipped on the crash mat and landed horribly on my neck, and I just felt a crunch, and I just couldn't move my neck. I was like, whoa, what's happened here? And I just sat out at the side, and I just couldn't move my neck. I was like, right, there's something wrong here. I was like, oh, I'll just go home and have a bath. Sorted out, bath, sort everything, didn't I? And Mr. Society, Hayden Tempest, whatever you want to call him, he was like, no, we'll go to the hospital, get it checked out. Yeah. Got to the hospital, waited 20 minutes to get seen by the first, the initial assessment to see if you need like proper treatment or anything. And they felt like different parts of my neck. She was hurt, and I was like, I think you broke your neck, and I was like, what? That's what it was. You broke your neck. It wasn't broken, but I was told for a very long time that it was. Like, we got there at 8 o'clock, I think. I got rushed in. I had 8 X-rays, 4 CAT scans, and they were like, it's broke. They were like, we're going to have to send you to Newcastle RVI for an MRI scan. Mm-hmm. And that didn't happen till 5 in the morning. I had no sleep. Shields Hospital didn't give us any painkillers. I was in agony. And then I got the Newcastle, they gave us morphine and that. The MRI, I've got a bruised spine. And it was just like really badly damaged, and I was out for a good couple of months. But luckily, it wasn't broke, but got to come back to wrestling another 2 months.
So it was only a few months that you were out for?
It was maybe three months, maybe. Something like that. But yeah, it wasn't nice. It was a scary moment, but yeah, I don't do stupid stuff like that now.
Other than your current injury in that one, like, is any other times you've been like injured, or has it just been like minor?
It's just minor stuff, like getting knocked on matches, the few boss slips and stuff. And what is the actual injury now? Is it in my match with Joe, my collarbone popped out of place, and it went in and out a bit, still away from the joint. I was one torn ligament away from an operation. But there's nothing they can do, so I'm just resting it up. So hopefully I'll be back in action soon.
Alright, awesome. I think it was, I don't know if it was last year or if it was the year before. You were on the Shields Gazette, weren't you?
I was also on BBC Newcastle Radio.
Yeah, what was that all about? Like, how did that,
basically,
how was it you? Like, how did you get found for it and that?
I'd got a booking for LDN Wrestling, which are a travelling company. That was easy.
Oh, I totally thought someone was going to come in. I thought someone was going to come in there.
Yeah, I luckily got a booking for one of the most popular travelling companies that travel around the UK. They're a full-time travelling wrestling company.
Yep.
LDN Wrestling. Like, they're very big. And somehow that happened. So I got a booking for them, and there was a guy I know called Stephen Sullivan that found out, and he works for the Customs House where the gig was. It was at the Customs House in South Shields, so it was a theatre show. And basically he brought us in the Gazette, and he's got contacts for BBC Newcastle Radio, so he asked us if I wanted to be on that. I was like, yeah, definitely. So it got quite a lot of publicity. It was good, and the show, it was very different because it was a theatre show, so everything was to one side. The ring was on a stage, so you have to play to one side of the crowd always, and there was a person on the mic like cheering the fans on at all time and stuff like. It was more like when you go to Butlins. Yeah. They say like stuff like that. It was a really good experience. There was some like top guys on it, like throughout the UK circuit, like Paul Malin and people like that. And some of that advice you would get, and just being like backstage with people like that who travel every day wrestling. It was just sitting and talking to them. It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Who did you wrestle? I'm not sure.
I forgot his name. He wrestled on our martial arts gimmick. He just came back, I think, but I forgot his name. But I also done a Rumble that show, and Adam Maxton was in it. It was when he just started wrestling. Yeah, he's quite big now. Like wrestled for Shields last month.
Yeah, he's on MAW as well now.
Yeah, but he literally just started out as before he was on Love Island as well.
Oh, it was before that?
Yeah, it was before Love Island. He was on the show. Paul Malin, there was quite a few others, so there was a Rumble as well, and for a laugh, like me and Adam, like that's how I knew him. Me and Adam, we entered together, like all the faces entered together, and we stood and flexed and we like proud hell because obviously he's massive and I'm just like a twig.
So like, other than wrestling, are you big into like music?
Yeah, I studied music for 3 years at college.
Alright, doing what?
I play the drums, but like the music course itself, you learn the technical side, you like studio work, you learn how to mix music. You obviously play gigs and stuff.
Alright.
You learn how
to in front of a crowd.
Yeah, you learn how to write music, the theory side. There was just loads of different stuff. It was really interesting. Like, and every year the college go on tour, like to Edinburgh, Liverpool. And you get to go on tour and that with the college. It was good stuff.
Did you still play drums, do you?
Now and then. I had to let my drum kit go, but hopefully I'll have it back. Because Dan keeps shouting at us, he's like, Jane, drum more.
Like what are your favourite like bands or artists or whatever?
Don't get us started because I missed out on tickets yesterday for Paramore, but...
Oh, you know what it is? I've only just started listening to them recently.
Really?
Yeah, you know what it is, right? And I was thinking about going, but I didn't have like the money or anything. Like,
I didn't have much money, but my fiance was going to buy us the tickets for my birthday. My birthday's in August, the gig's in June. The tickets sold out at like 1 minute past 9 for all the venues. Like, we're playing smaller venues. It's the first time we've came to the UK for 2 years now, apart from Leeds Festival, I think. And yeah, so it's sold out because they're playing smaller arenas because apparently they don't want to get like more closer to the fans. But they're bringing out a new album and like it's a lot different. Like, they've just brought out the single Hard Times, the teaser for the album, and
I listen to that.
Like loads of the people that have listened to Paramore for years are like, oh, some people hate it. You either hate it or you love it. Like, I really like it. I'm really getting to like it. But it's different, completely different to the other stuff. But I like it. I like where they're going. It's a good change because people were like, oh, they just do the same stuff. The songs sound the same. Like when they were bringing out more and more albums, they're doing something completely different. So I think it's good.
Exactly. Like, if people are saying that like it's getting stale and I just need to evolve, and it's. And I will see them, I promise. So you'd say that your favourite band?
One of my favourite bands. Yeah, I like all sorts. So like when I started college, I mainly like metal and rock and stuff, and now I like all sorts because going to college you listen to loads of stuff. Like, there was one lesson where you would just sit in a room and listen to music. Like, they would make you listen to music and point out every single instrument that was in it and stuff.
Oh,
and
right.
write down what instrument. Was
Could you like choose what you were listening to, or did they like choose for you?
That class, they basically just like sometimes it would be classical, so like they would just give you a range of music to just like basically broaden like what you were listening to and stuff, and see if you would like some other stuff. So I like all sorts now.
Yeah. What people like in wrestling, like what kind of, well, like it can be around here, like North East, or could be WWE, anything indies. Anyone you look up to? I mean, there's probably going to be a lot considering you're a wrestler, but like.
It's just, are we going WWE or both?
Both. So
like
just name one from each.
WWE, I'd say Sami Zayn. Like
Yeah.
anyone who knows us, they know.
Yeah.
They know that I've got a soft spot for Sami Zayn. I got introduced to indie wrestling for the first time, and it was El Generico versus Jigsaw. It's high noon for Chikara, and I just fell in love. I was just like, that's the kind of stuff I want to be doing. That was amazing. Like, I wasn't really watching much WWE. I just got into wrestling training at the time, and I got sent this link, and I was just, wow. Like, I'd never seen anything like it. Like, obviously as a kid I watched loads of wrestling, and I just hadn't seen anything like it. Just how fast it was, how technical it was at the beginning. It was just amazing. I was just like, I want to do stuff like that, and I just got hooked at El Generico. I was just watching match after match, got DVDs, and I just studied them. And stole some of his moves, but and I just, the thing that stands out with Generico, or Sami Zayn, whatever you want to call him, is he's selling. Like, I love the way, like within wrestling, I love the selling part of it.
Yeah.
And it just, the way he sells, unlike anything, I just love it.
Aye.
So yeah. So I would say Sami Zayn for WWE, and there's loads of indie guys I look up to. Well, lots of them have gotten to NXT now because they've just. Right. I used to watch lots of Kota Ibushi and people like that. And UK, North East, there's loads of amazing talent.
I thought someone was going to come in there again.
I thought they were running there again. But there's so much talent in the North East now. Obviously, Assassin, he's been in the bloody North East scene for years now.
I couldn't believe how long he was going. He told us when we done this. He's
been doing it a long time. Like, I've had the pleasure to wrestle tag matches with him. Yeah. And I've just loved them both. The first one was better. Like they said, I'm listening to the podcast.
Right.
Like we got carried away because the first match was an FTW Christmas show, and it just went so smoothly. It was literally. I don't even know if I could pick a fault. It was just so fun to do. Yeah. And the second one was another FD. It was when me and Mr. Society were Vicious and Delicious tag team name at the time. Yeah. It's when we got the titles of Marvelous. And we just tried to put way too much into it. Like, oh, we can do this and then we'll do that. We've done that last time, but if we do it this way. And we just put so much into it, and that it was still a good match. It's still a good match, but because we got so excited, we're like, oh, how good this was. Yeah. We'll like do it 2 times better this time. But like there was bits of it where I was like, oh, but like, I really enjoyed it. I love working them. I would love to work Assassin one-on-one as well, but there's loads of guys like Joe. Yeah. I remember his first ever training session, and just how much he's improved, and like how much work he puts in the gym and that, and his vodka and stuff like that. No, yeah.
Well, I interviewed Marvelous, and I interviewed Hayden Tempest, Mr. Society, and they both said all 4 years have said the exact same thing. Like the first match was amazing, and he's tried to make it that much better, and it kind of just like
we just had so many high hopes for it, and we just got like so excited. Like I remember the planning for it, like this venue, it was like the big, I'll call it dance floor where the ring was. Like, and there was like 2 pods higher up. We're like, oh, we'll go up here and plan it. And we're like, oh, we'll do.
I remember that actually. Yeah.
And I think there was three ideas that would like put forward to put in the match, and we like didn't even do it because we had so much, and we're like, we're just seeing each other like, oh, we'll go and play it now, and we'll do this and we'll do that, and then like it was so good still, but because of how smooth and how good the first one was, a little bit, damn. But hopefully we'll get another one and we'll do it again.
Has wrestling affected any relationships since you started? Like, it couldn't be like work, family, girlfriends, anything like that.
I wouldn't say it's really affected. I've had like a few people saying, "Oh, gee, is this really what you want to do?" Because obviously I've had a few injuries in that. Yeah, like I thought that was another person.
Yeah. But so what is that, like family, like?
Yeah, but like I've had me, like my mum's only ever watched us wrestle twice. I've been doing it like 5 years in July now. And she's watched us twice, like came to a show twice, and that's all. She just like, oh, I can't see my son get beat up or whatever.
Does that bother you, or do you just understand?
I'm alright with it, to be honest. Me big brother comes when he can, and he supports us in it. Mm-hmm. He loves that I do. Well, obviously me and him grew up bloody wrestling each other and stuff, and he thinks it's cool that I followed my dream and I've stuck to it. Because ever since I was 3 years old, I told my mum, I thought I'm going to be when I'm older. And she's just like, oh, okay, son. And like, not that she didn't believe me, but I don't even think I believe myself, because how I got into wrestling, it was like, I'd gone off it. I was like, oh, I mean, that dream's never going to happen. So I kind of stopped watching and stuff, and then I got told there was a wrestling company nearby, and went, and here I am today, sat at the table with you.
Did your brother never get into it? Did you just?
No, not really. My little brother likes watching. He comes to most of the shows. I
asked him if he wanted to do it, and he was like, no, I can never do that.
And with girlfriends and that, it was one girl that tried to stop us from wrestling.
Really?
I've been with her 3 years, and she was with me when I done my neck, and she just basically, she was like, I don't know if we could be together if you keep wrestling. I was like, but it's not like I could just stop. There's so many times where like it can get frustrating, wrestling can get frustrating.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I want to quit, blah, blah, blah. You just physically can't. It's just an attachment, it's a love. Like, I just can't get away from it. I never will. Like, never ever. I'll always be a part of wrestling.
Like, I've said a few times, like, I want to stop, and then...
It can get frustrating. Like, sometimes you can hardly get any bookings, and you see some guys that not saying that, oh, I'm better than them.
But you feel you're deserving as them. Deserving as them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
In my current relationship, she's really supportive of the wrestling. Well, she's my valet, so yeah. She's training to wrestle herself, but she's really supportive. She's great. So I wouldn't say, apart from the one relationship when I done my neck, she was like, no, I can't say you do this anymore. And my mum being like, I can't watch it. Now they've all been supportive as much as they can, because obviously it's a complete different thing to do. Like, not many people do it. Yeah. Well, obviously we know lots of people that do it, but in the day-to-day world, there's not. Like, you don't walk the streets and go, oh, well, that dude's a wrestler.
It's mad. Like, I remember thinking, like, when I was younger, like, oh, there's none of that around here. Go to America to do that. Yeah, like, that's literally what I thought. Like,
that's exactly what happened to me. It was a friend that told us. They were like, you do realise 10 minutes away from your house there's wrestling training. I was like, shut up, man.
Well, I same with me. Like, I can't remember what company it was, but there was like one just like in Wall's End, and I was like I only found out.
He's everywhere now.
But I found out after I closed down, and like now, like, back then, like, talking, not even 10 years ago, like, there was like IWF and WZW maybe, and maybe CRW as well. I think they were the three, but CRW might have came after IWF as well. Well, they were like the only schools now, but like there's so many now. Like
There's loads, and there's so many companies, and they're bringing some good guys.
oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
some really good guys. Like another person I'd love to work with is Martin Kirby.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just,
Martin.
just going back to that question, sorry, but yeah, I'd love to work Martin Kirby.
Aye.
And I wouldn't mind working El Ligero in a singles match, because I've worked with him in matches before. Well, a match.
Oh yeah, the UCW.
Yeah, I've worked with him, but I'd love to have a singles match with him. I feel like it'd be a good challenge and I'd learn a lot. But like that's what I love about working guys with more experience and stuff, because you just like I go into it and just want to learn.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I just want to learn more really.
Did you enjoy working as social order with like everyone who was in it? Or was it a bit?
At first, yeah. At first I did.
I feel like it got too big.
At first it was me and Adam like got close and friends and like trading and stuff, and we were like, oh, it'd be cool if we tag together.
Yeah.
Type thing. And then the promoter was like, oh yeah, we'll throw pink on Adam, and then I was like, oh well, he's Mr. Society, we'll call ourselves Social Order. It was just a tag team, and that's all it was.
Yeah.
And then like it just got out of mine and Adam's hands. Like we just wanted it as a tag team. Like at first, when there was a few people getting out, we're like, oh, that's all right. Like Kendall Zumanoff Giant or whatever he was called.
Was he the first? Was he the
I
first?
think so.
person?
Yeah. And then how many members there was? It was me, Adam, Kendall Zumanoff, Joe when we turned him heel. There was Mickey Kane.
Yep.
Nicky Starr.
Yep.
Vulture. That's why I'm on 7. And was Christina one of them?
Christina was in it, aye.
So there was 8. It just kind of got out of mine and Adam's hands, and we were like, "What's even happening?" And there was a Jodie Marsh 9.
Zio Knox joined.
10 members. Oh my god!
Yeah, so like
it kind of got out of our hands. Like it was enjoyable. It was good fun. It was more of like, it wasn't too serious. More of like a mess around. You go out. It was just like friends really. But I wanted it to be more serious. But
yeah,
it kind of got out of our hands. But it was good fun at the time.
I loved watching Social Order. It was just so like
it was different.
It was entertaining. It was so good. Like
we were just so out there.
Yeah, like my favourite time was where it was like it was like you, Society, Kendall, and then he's got Joe in, and then he like turned on him after, and then that was like my favourite, like when you were feuding with Joe, and that was good.
Oh, one of my memorable moments with Social Order was when Joe turned the fans. It was like I loved it.
When he turned face or heel?
When he turned heel, when he joined
heel.
Social Order.
Oh yeah.
Basically, it was a tag match. It was me and Adam against Rabbit and Joe.
Yeah.
And like basically Rabbit was in the ring most of the time, and he just wasn't really tagging Joe. And then at last, like right near the end, he goes to tag Joe. Joe just jumps down from the apron, nah.
Aye.
And then like the fans were just like, what? And it was amazing, man. Lovely.
Yeah. I actually remember hearing, I wasn't there, but I remember hearing there was like a young fan who loved Joe, and he was crying like
in tears,
like it worked that well that he was actually in tears. And I thought it was.
I love stuff like.
So kids crying. I love kids crying.
It sounds so nasty. I've made 6 kids cry in my career.
Hey,
6.
keep the tally.
Oh, when you're a heel, you keep your kids crying, Kelly.
Like you had a lot of like chemistry with Society, like from when, as far as I remember. Like, was it just like natural? Like, obviously you said you as well, like got along well in training.
Yeah, we just ended up spending quite a lot of time like outside of wrestling as well.
Alright.
And we're good friends to this day. Like, we don't see each other much now, but we just kind of clicked. We've got the same type of personality and that, and we just love wrestling, and we've just got so many ideas. They're like, oh, put that there, and it's just good fun. Just tagging with Adam, it's really, really good fun.
Right. Awesome, man. So what do you feel the biggest struggle's been since you started wrestling 5 years ago?
Biggest struggle. One thing which I'm going to start doing as soon as I get money together, which I wish I'd done ages ago, is the gym.
Yeah.
I'm not in the worst shape ever, but I don't look like a wrestler properly. Obviously it's not all about physique now, because more promoters look at the talent they used to be years ago.
But you're more likely to get a booking.
It's not about getting bookings. I just want to feel better within myself as well.
Oh yeah.
And want to portray my character. Like, if I maybe get a little bit bigger, I might be able to portray the character a little better. I just want to. It's something I wish I worked harder on. From the start. If I just done it from the start, I think I would have felt a bit better. But yeah, that's one thing I wish I'd done.
Yeah, when I interviewed Robbie Ryder, I said, what advice would you give to yourself when you started? And that is what he said, go to the gym. Yeah. He said, because he said you don't need it per se, but it'll help you a lot.
That's one person I love working as well.
Right, I seen the video, was it you posted the other day? And it was just the opening sequence for the match, but it was so good.
I just love working with him. He's one of the people I just click with, and it's just good fun.
Aye. What would you say your pet hate is in wrestling? I mean, there's loads, but
pet hate?
It's going to probably be loads.
Oh, I don't know. Everyone dislikes politics. Everyone says that. I think everyone that's done a podcast with you has probably said it.
I think everybody said it. I think Assassin said people who can't wrestle being on shows. He said that.
Yeah, that's.
But
I'm not really in the place to say, oh, you're not. You can't wrestle. You shouldn't be on shows, because I haven't been doing it ages, and I've got lots of improvement to do. I'm not great myself. I wouldn't say I'm good or anything. I just want to try and improve myself. So I'm not in a position to say, all right, he shouldn't be on shows.
Yeah.
But I see where it's coming from.
Well, I've always enjoyed watching you. When I started this podcast, I didn't want to just interview anyone. I wanted to interview people that I get along with and that I like watching. So there's been nobody I've had on that I don't really like watching, and so I say that's why I've got you on. That's why I've had people like Ryder on.
Yeah.
I like watching those guys. So what do you say your favourite guy in WWE is? Would you say that Sami Zayn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Indies?
There's loads I could be here for days, man.
Aye.
There's so many. There's ACH with Osprey. There's just so many people. Lindsay, he's been in NXT and stuff.
Aye.
Mike Quackenbush, Fire Antifidian. There's so many people that you can take things from. Loads of the Japanese guys at the minute are just phenomenal.
Aye.
It's just there's loads of different styles, and the way people wrestle lately is just crazy. I seen a video before I left the house. I think it was a recent Pro Wrestling Gorilla show. I think it was Trevor Lee done a drop kick to ACH and the way he sold it. His legs just dropped down. I'll have to send you it, but it's just so different. They do things that you don't see. I've never seen anyone sell anything like that before, and it just stood out. I've watched it 10 times. How did his legs even do that? How are they not broke? But it just looked so good. It was a drop kick to the face, and his legs went. It was just his back was on the floor with his legs bent.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And it just stood out. There's just so many things. I think Trevor Lee is very underrated as well. He's finished. He does the cross body back flippy thing, my Bobby. And Ricochet, I love Ricochet. That's one of my dream opponents when I get me cardio up.
Did you watch Osprey versus Ricochet at New Japan?
Yeah, I did.
That was,
I was just sat there going, yeah, okay.
that was amazing. It got a lot of stick, but I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
It was a show, like, loads of people are like, oh, look, fake, because that wouldn't happen in real. It was, wrestling's entertainment in any ways. It was the show of athleticism, because lots of that's now coming into play within wrestling nowadays.
Yeah.
And them two are two of the best people at it. And they're just showed everyone what they can do, and the chemistry they've got together is crazy. And it stood out well. Obviously, if people can hear it if they want. It went worldwide. It was on the news and everything, so they can hear it or they can love it. It got out there.
Aye. Well, I definitely agree with that. Like, people were saying there's no psychology in that, but it's like it was like an athletic performance.
It was, yeah.
So it's different to like watching like. It wasn't like a blood feud or anything like that. It was just like it was like in a tournament match. So that was like, it was really good. So who are your favourite opponents that you've had over the years? I know you're probably going to miss a lot out, but just a few.
Joseph Biggs, I just really, really enjoy it. We'll just click like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. It's like, I've got to wait to have another match with him. I might hate him at times, like, but I just love working with him. It's just easy. We can have new ideas every time.
Yeah.
Like, one of my favourite matches is the no holds barred match, which surprisingly had psychology weapons. We spent so many hours sitting on my house going, right, how can we make this make sense? Like, because one of my pet hates is weapons matches that just have no psychology. So we sat like in my house for like 8 hours, like, oh my god, right, if we put that bit there, then that's shining, then like, oh god. But
it built well. I remember watching it. I didn't really know what to expect from. I didn't know like how much. It was billed as a hardcore match, so I didn't know what they were gonna have. Like, but Joe was telling us that he actually went shopping to get stuff.
We did. It was really funny. We went to Wilkinson's in Shields. We got. Well, I think we went shopping a few times, but that time I think we got a steel chair and loads of bamboo sticks to make kendo sticks.
Aye.
I walked across the street, and you know, people that I wanted to sign like the bloody petitions or like Virgin Media's better than Sky and all that. Or like, oh, you're going to play rest or something like that in a couple of months. And then we got to his, and we got his bloody tape, and they're still alive now. They're in the cupboard at Chicory, these kendo sticks still. But yeah, we went shopping in that. We used all sorts of the match. We used ladders, chairs, a wooden board that I went through.
Yeah, I thought that was built and teased really well. Like, you set it up early on the match. Yeah, but that was awesome.
Crutches, there was all sorts. Yeah. It was just good fun, but those kendo sticks bloody hurt. Yeah. Like, I swear down, like, they were nasty, man.
Aye. So would you call that your favourite match?
One of my favourite matches, yeah. But I really enjoyed a match for, I think, is it NCW Paul Wilde's company, I think what it's called?
Aye, I think so. I think it's NCW.
I wrestled BT Gunn for maybe, was it a year ago or something? Wrestled BT Gunn for him, and I really, really enjoyed that. That was good fun. And I've just got loads and loads of matches that I've really enjoyed. Like, you learn something new from each match.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, that's one of my favourite matches.
No, I remember a match. One of my favourite matches that you've had was it was your return to Radbro last year, I think.
Was it against El Hidro del Habra?
Yes, it was against.
Yeah, I like that match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
I loved a couple of months ago working Michael Chase. I really, really enjoyed it. He's so underrated.
Oh yeah,
he's so underrated. He should be getting booked everywhere. Like,
definitely. I first seen him when I went up to Reckless Intent in Scotland.
He's getting booked more now, like by Target Wrestling, people like that. But he's just he's got it. Like he's a big guy. He's built. He's athletic. Like I learned a lot from him, and I've really enjoyed the match.
I worked with him to a degree.
He's a really down to earth guy as well.
Like he was like giving us loads of advice after after the show.
Like,
and
that's what I love, is when people just want to help you.
That's awesome.
As well.
I love it. Like I got to work with briefly work with HT Drake. Like he was giving us advice. Have you?
Well, yeah. UCW or what? It was. Was it the 20? Yeah, it was the 29th of August, I think, because it was
that last year.
Yeah, it's technically the day I got with my fiance. Yeah, it is.
You mean technically?
Well, it is. It's a day. Yeah, it is. It's the day I got with Alex.
Alright.
But yeah, I defended me briefcase.
Aye. I didn't know you actually defended it. Yeah. Aye.
Yeah.
Aye, did I?
I defended against H3 Drake. There wasn't many people in the crowd, and we didn't plan that much because of that. But it was good fun. He's really underrated as well.
Oh, very.
I think he's amazing.
Aye, definitely.
He's got the look, and
he's
just great.
He's non-stop as well. He does everything. Like what culture.
Yeah, he helps out everywhere. That's what I love, is that he's not just like, I'm a good wrestler. He wants to help people,
and he's not like over his head. Like
he's not like, oh look,
so
I'm
humble.
good. He like.
I remember he was working here at Shield, and he like stayed behind after the show, like take down the ring, and I feel like not to knock on anyone who doesn't do it. But I just mean like I feel like he like understands, because like he builds his own rings, and he's like does set up all the time, so he must like know like the struggle of like putting the ring up, taking it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially the ring we've got here. It's absolutely
horrendous. Really, you think so? Well, I've been doing this ring for
it's
a long time.
It's I've put FTW's ring up a few times, so.
The worst ring that I've had to ever put up is, you've probably heard this maybe in a podcast, W3L.
Their
ring
Victor
is
Van Vos was telling us about
heavy.
Like, four-sided.
I helped out at it's normal four-sided ring.
Four-sided,
I helped out at a W3L show, and to get the ring into the venue, you had to walk up some metal stairs, and the ring posts were the heaviest things ever. You had to have like 2 or 3 people on them, and just all of the ring, it was just so heavy, and like to bump in its fast.
Well, I suppose the ring here is not too bad if you've got quite a few people helping out, but so we need to go and set it up now. So that's the end of the podcast. I hope you enjoyed coming on.
Loved it. Anytime.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. I did. Like I was on edge. I thought my laptop was going to die, but it's nowhere near. So, but I feel like it's been a good podcast. So everyone else enjoyed it. Where can they find you on like the internet, social media?
I've got Oliver Barrett Professional Wrestler, which is the page on Facebook.
Yep.
Instagram is Oliver Barrett 2015, but it's like my personal stuff and wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
And you can find most of my matches. Like I have lots of matches with Shield at the minute, so if you go on Shield Pro Wrestling on YouTube, and all the links are in there.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. Right. Awesome.
Good stuff. Thank you very much.
Anything you want to leave them with?
The start, don't be put off by the horrible story about Oliver Barrett.
Right. I hope everyone enjoyed watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Massive thank you to Oliver Barrett for coming on the podcast for this episode. Awesome interview in my opinion. It's flowed really well. I really enjoyed listening to all the stuff he had to say. Didn't really hold back on anything, which I really appreciate. I asked him before the interview, is there anything you're not comfortable about speaking about? And he said no, just ask us anything. Which is awesome. I love interviews like that. And it was just it was a pleasure to have him on. He's one of It's one of the first guys I watched when I first. I've only been around the wrestling scene like 2 years in the Northeast, and like he was one of the first guys I really enjoyed to watch because I mainly used to go Rad Pro Wrestling shows back when they were at Tudor Eid, but like I say, he was one of the first guys I like to watch, and he was the first guy I really met and who helped us a lot in training and stuff. So yeah, I go back with Oliver Barrett, and I really enjoy speaking with him, and I think that showed in the podcast today. So yeah, thank you to him. Big thank you to Shield Pro Wrestling, who have allowed me once again to record at their shows. I appreciate it a lot because they don't have to do that, but they're really cool about stuff like that, and I often encourage people to check out the shows because they're amazing. The next show is on the 27th of May, and there's no matches announced yet because obviously that show, the show that they've just had, just finished. But yeah, the next show's on the 27th, and if you go and check out the Shield Pro Wrestling pages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, they'll have all the updates and any announcements for that show. And also if you want to go and check out some of the stuff that they've been doing, the show that's just happened obviously isn't up yet because they haven't had time to upload it, but the shows prior to that one, every show that they've done is on YouTube, so you can go and check out the great work that they're doing over there. Like I said, the show's on the 27th of May. If you can't make that one, they've got them on at the end, usually the last weekend of every month. But like I say, go and check out the pages, and they'll keep you updated. Thank you to Tudor Eid Community Centre for letting us record at the venue, because that's another thing. That's trying to get permission from the venue to record in one of the rooms. That's awesome of them. Means that and also I just want to say that if you ever want to pursue becoming a pro wrestler, a great place to start is with Shield Pro Wrestling at Tudor Eid Community Centre. That's on a Sunday. Well, not usually, it's every week on a Sunday at 11 till 5. I've just recently had a seminar with Johnny Kidd, which was awesome. Really good experience. The guy's been around for 30 years in the wrestling scene, so it was amazing learning from him, and all stuff he had to say. Obviously refereed the show as well the other day, so it was really good. So yeah, big thank you to Shield, and big thank you to Eid, and big thank you to Oliver Barrett. I hope everyone enjoyed the podcast. I've got loads coming up, so just make sure to stay tuned to the Northeast Wrestling Podcast on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Also, if you check out the YouTube, there's all the episodes are on there too. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.